Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back. I got that hairline up tutorial for you on this curly top. Now, pay attention to this. This is how you taper down the front of an edge up, and you want to get it prepared to do the lineup. Now, you don't want to push it all the way back to the light spots because it's going to make his forehead seem bigger than what it is. So with his hair being curly like that, it's thin in some areas, right? So you have to be careful on the way that you line it up. And here I'm just using clipper over comb with a 1 guard to knock down the front, right? So we comb it down. And also, if you want to see the taper part of this video, I'm gonna leave it on the back end and I'll just show you the steps that I use. You see the tape on the side, it came out good. So this is really just a hairline up tutorial, but I'll throw it in at the end just so you can see it if you need to see that also. So, and I did it with no guards, so you can just check it out. I use all clipper over comb. Now, once you kind of get it down, it's still a little curly in the front, so I had to use the guard on the clipper to trim it down to make it lay down, right? And you're just doing that with the back end of the guard, like almost like the heel of the guard, right? You just flicking out as you come down, right? So now I feel like it's laying down as much as I can get it to lay down without pushing anything back. Now I edge them up a lot all the time, so you can see his lineup is pretty much intact. It's still the same from when I did it 2 weeks ago. So the lineup is, the shape is already there, and you can tell you did a good lineup by the next time when you see the client. If you see him 2 weeks from now and his lineup is still pretty much the same, it's not, you don't see any pushbacks anywhere, then you know you did a great lineup. And that's what you want to do every time. For the most part, everybody's head is not flat. He just so happened to have almost like a perfect head for a lineup. So what you want to do, you want to visualize it, look at it, calm it down, make sure everything is calmed down. Then after that, you want to get some spritz or hold and spray, whatever you use, and you spray that on there to make it dry. And after you get it to that point, then you spray it and comb it down, make sure all the hair is lining up. Now you can see he's ready for grooming. His hairline is laying down with the spritz. We laid it down, so now it's ready. So now you have to pick your starting point, and we're looking at his hair. I want to make sure everything is down in the middle. Now I can't start all the way in the back where it begins to be dark at, so I want to create a line in the front, right in the front. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, lose a little quality by zooming in, but you can see where I'm placing my line. So my line, I'm doing it from right to left, or whatever, left to right from the middle. So you just go over and you make a straight line straight across, and that's basically what we're doing. These are the detailers that I'm using straight out the box, no adjustment. And I like them that way for kids especially, or people with sensitive skin, because you can use them. They are like almost zero gap. Now remember, when you're using these trimmers, that the edges are sharp, the blade is sharp automatically, so you don't really have to zero gap them, but you can move them up a little bit if they're not just hitting perfectly the way you want to. And I also have a video on it. Look up above and there's the card right there, and you can check out the video on that I did on how to set your blade, zero gap your blade. Now back to the edge up. On the sides, we just place our blade exactly where we want it and pull away, because if you're pushing back like how I'm doing right here, if you push back to begin with, you're going to push this line back. So you want to place your blade exactly where you want it and pull away. And if you do that, then you can go back and you can push in and you can make it sharp and detail it like you want. And normally here I make my first point of reference, right here, and then I come back from the bottom and connect it. Now that's the easiest way for me to do it to get the curve or the look that I want. So, and remember when fading, like I did the fade beforehand, I wanted to leave a little hair out there to where I can grab it and make that line, create that illusion, that line, so it looks like he had sideburns, even though I cleaned it up real good on the taper right there. And once you do that, then you can come back and you can clean the rest. But you see how I made the line from the top, and then I came from the bottom to connect it with the top line, and then I got a nice curve like that. So that's an easy way of doing it. Somebody else might do it a different way, but this is an easy way for me. Remember, doing an edge up, haircut, line up, I don't know what you call it in different places, but if you do the same things all the time and practice the same routine, same methods, you're gonna get the same consistent look. And that's what you want. You want somebody to be able to look at your client and say, hey, Mr. Outliner cut it off. So-and-so cut my hair. They can look at your haircut and say, oh, that's who cut your hair. So because of your routine and your look, you are creating a look for your client and for yourself, your brand, your signature, right? So always remember that. And like I said, find trimmers, clippers that fit you well. All of them have good tools to use, but you have to find what's good for you. I just so happen to like these, right? So after you get one side done, you want to come back and you want to do the other side. Remember just to keep the blade straight as possible and just work your way over. You know, don't try to do anything too fancy. You don't have to worry about making the line up super sharp right away, because sometimes it's easier to just go back and detail it. Now, after you do the other side, you can see it right now, the corner on the right, I just need to bring it up just a little bit, but we'll get to that. And so you turn them to the side and then you do the exact same thing. You put your blade exactly where you want it to be and you pull away. You see exactly what I'm doing right here. You make sure you comb it out, get all the hairs that's sticking over. That's what you want to do. Now on this side, you can definitely see when I get ready to do the curve, exactly what I'm doing on the curve to get it right. I start from one point and work my way from another point. You'll see exactly how I'm doing it. Now remember, always to comb it down, keep the comb, keep it down. My arm got in the way right here. You might not be able to see the first point, but now you see where I made it. You didn't see me actually do it, but you see how I'm coming from the second point, from the bottom, to connect it to that first part that I did. You see how easy it makes it? You can come and you can make a good curve that way. You see that curve? It's coming out nice. And I'm just taking my time and I'm just making it curve the way that I think his face should be. You see that? In the detail, of course, it's straight out the box, so I'm going over it a couple times. It might not be as sharp as some of my other tools you've seen me use, but like I said, I'm beginning to like it that way. It's less irritation. Sometimes on this type of hair is really good. Some other hair is when it's like super curly, super tight curls, it's a little harder to, you know, get that line to pop. But on straight hair, kind of curly, it really cuts good. So if you cut a lot of straight hair or curly hair, make sure this is in your arsenal. But back to the lineup, yeah, so I just take my time and I really like them because it's gonna be less irritant on your client. And if you can not cause irritation, hey, that's a good thing. So, and from there, you just go back and touch up anything that seems like it needs to be touched up. But that's pretty much it for the lineup. You just want to be able to envision it. You want to stand in front. You want to look at it, come out with a clean result. Remember just to practice the same routines over and over, and you'll always achieve a good look. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Choking the deuce. something loose.
This?
Do the H-Town or something. Yep.
This is drill. Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
Yeah.